You do not have to degrade black men to uplift a black woman. This is a message I want to share today because I'm a very passionate supporter of women's empowerment and equality. But I'm seeing a lot of degrading of each other just to uplift the other. And I find it very disheartening. But that's my topic of the day. Them host Sam J. Black Men in Suits for Urban Nation. I thought this was a very great question that came through my email. And I took a look at it and I listened to it. And then I also went to several blog sites and videos and podcasts. And I was very, you know, very informed in what I began to observe. And that leads us to this topic today about degrading black men when we're talking about uplifting black women. I guess one of my biggest questions is why these are two in the same? Because they're not. So one of my good people had asked me, why do some women and men feel the need to degrade men? Well, a lot of times it's from internalization, from negative past stereotypes. I mean, you see a lot of things in the media, you know, very consistently, especially lately, you know. Uh, and in some ways, maybe they think by degrading men, they can boost their own self-esteem or gain an advantage over that conversation or just in general. Whatever the reason, this behavior is counterproductive and it's extremely harmful. Most don't realize this is why we have the disconnect we have today and the confusion that you see with different conversations. So let's be clear. Degrading the black man does not uplift the black woman. It only creates more division and resentment between the genders. And so it also reinforces this idea that black men and women are enemies or competitors rather than allies or partners like we should be. In my opinion, this makes us harder for us to work together and support each other in our own personal lives and even professional lives. You know, you carry these things with you in your day-to-day lives, from the things you post, from the way you interact in public, and so on and so on. And so you can become this kind of individual that on a day you should be smiling at another black man, you're frowning at him. Because I'm telling you, a smile goes a long way. And the second thing is that degrading black men does not help us overcome none of the oppression that we have in this society. It only perpetuates the cycle. Now, I'm not the one to say turn the other cheek from your own experiences or things people may have done to you. But that's personal. So for a lot of those, if your need to do this comes from a level of your experience, always remember that that's personal. And it has nothing to do with the next black man or black woman. See, because we got all this dysfunction going on, all this back and forth, it keeps us from challenging the system that oppresses us. Because the only thing we doing is repeating this behavior. You know, growing it into another uh, platform, growing it into another space. And I think what's sad about it is that it truly does not reflect our true value. You know, just the essence of the human being, especially for black men and black women and women, black men and women of color. Those are not our values. Those are not our values. Your ancestors didn't teach you that. Your grandparents didn't teach you that. You know, and we have to build up ourselves and our communities. You know, because without that, how can you fully protect yourself from the oppressors or protect yourself from the undesirables or protect yourself from the world that will not raise your value? Yo, it's time we get back on this collaborational board. You know, ain't nobody superior. You know, you ain't better than the other one. I don't care what what your patriarchy is or matriarchy. I don't care where you was born. I don't care what your demographics is. We're still people of color to those who look to oppress us. Man, with so much negativity about the black man in the media, just from even the things that they're doing, things that are being exposed. Now, this is not an accountability message here, you know, because I got plenty of those coming. This is about the need when we're having truth to truth conversations, the need to always put down the black man when we're talking about how should we uplift the black woman. So, of course, I have the south side of this post coming as well, you know, where the men, fellas, how we degrade women. Yeah, that's coming too. But I'm talking about the brothers here. Man, start celebrating these guys' achievements and their contributions. You know, acknowledge their challenges and struggles. You know, look, black women, you know what black men go through. You know, you do. You may say you don't. But you may not have the totality of experience, but you know it. You see it. If you got emotions, you absorb it. You know, respect these people's choices and their preferences for their own personal lives. Let them do what they do. You know, appreciate the diversity and uniqueness of each other. Encourage healthy communication. And by damn, support the initiatives and the movements that are out there. You know, just because something, you know, just because the women have a woman's event, you're a brother, you want to go support, show up. Now, if they go to stepping out of place and saying, "Oh, you can't come because this is an all women's thing," then that's another issue right there. And hey, make a note of it, put them on blast. Because I'm all about accountability as well. You feel me? But support the initiatives and the movements. The ladies, well, ladies already do it a lot. Now that's one thing, that's another thing I want to talk with that, a little later. But black men, ladies, they support y'all a lot on a lot of things now. Like there'll be events that'll be like for men, a father's event or a men's event, and it be damn near more women than men. But that's how it should. But that's how it should be. Where it should be more men than women. But my point is, women don't typically have an issue with supporting men. But you brothers, yo, support these women, man. Support them. And I think it boils down to being just that simple. But it starts with us, our personal lives. You know, clean up what you got going on. If you're miserable in a relationship with a brother or a sister, get out of it. Or talk about it, have communication, set some standards, set some boundaries. But just always remember that none of what you're going through personally should impact or should have an impact on a lot of the good women and men that's out here in this society, man, that's trying to make it, that's pushing through, that's persevering, trying to live. A lot of women got sons. A lot of them got sons. A lot of you got sons talking bad about the black men on these platforms, man. Cut it out. There were so many that I don't have any particular platform to just tell you guys. It's so many that's doing it that it wouldn't be fair for me to call out one without calling out the thousands of others. But I'll get to that one day. But as of right now, man, I want y'all to hold on to the uncut truth and live it. I'm your host, Sam J, and this is the Uncut Truth.
Make sure you guys check out our YouTube channel at Black Men in Suits Urban Nation, Instagram, Twitter. Check us out. Give me a ring, give me a shout out, give me a hashtag. Hey, share these episodes, love them, like them, and also subscribe. Hey, anything you want to hear, any episodes that you want me to bring to the forefront, table, any questions that you have that you want me to ask the guys and get those guys to deliver on, feel free to email me at blackmeninsuits833@gmail.com. Again, that is blackmeninsuits833@gmail.com. You can also support us at Cash App at $BM.IS 833. Otherwise, keep looking out every Sunday. Check us out, review the podcast, and share us to the public. Love you guys.